Happy day 2 of our coronavirus containment week. Hopefully you're wearing green, as I put up there. You're wearing your green PJs. I'm assuming you're all probably sitting at home in PJs and probably haven't even gotten dressed for the past 2 days. But maybe I'm wrong. Hopefully you're wearing green. If you're not, pinch yourself. That's on you. I think today's video will be a little bit shorter than yesterday's. Yesterday's a good long story. And tomorrow's might go back to being a little bit long. So I'll try to even it out. So I think today's, I still have 2 stories for you. They're just kind of shorter stories. But we'll see what we can do for you. All right. So, again, happy coronavirus week. Let's see, again, the camp to come some money and groups, in case you missed me saying it yesterday, we'll return all that to you. The groups, the Socrative is shut down because now the Socrative is open for the kids who need to take the test. So again, in case you weren't paying attention yesterday, if you were gone on Friday, we did the Olympians quiz. You can now log on to my website, Socrative, go to Socrative, the room name Kyvorb, login, last name, first name, go through, take that, you should be good to go, and I'll get grade on there. That should be up Thursday or Friday when we get a chance to put in the 4th 9 weeks grade. I'm making it a 4th 9 weeks grade because like every kid got like a really decent grade on it, and that way we can help bump up your guys' grades because this 4th 9 week is going to be a little weird. So we'll see how things go. All right. Again, staying on social media, seeing the things I'm popping up on there. Follow me on Instagram, TikTok. Duet me, because I mean, so we get a chance to interact and entertain ourselves. And then again, we'll do it here in a second in case you need to see the whole remember thing, or again, go on TikTok. I'll try to post it to Instagram if I can remember. I'll get it on there also for you guys. And then then posting it to TikTok or Instagram gets you the bonus 5 points. You can get up to 10 points if you videotape yourself on social media and then tag me so I see it. Because if I don't see it, then I can't give it to you. And if you have a private account, then I guess we'll have to figure out how to have me follow you or something. Anyway, contact me if I need to follow you. Fine, I'll follow you so that I can see what. That's probably just made a whole bunch of you guys excited. Anyway, I'll follow you if need be so that I can see it, and then we'll get a chance to go from there. Fine with me. Or whatever social media platformy thing you put out there. All right. So, and when you do it, if you're just sending me a video of yourself, make sure you're blindfolding or covering your fingers, like I don't know, something like that, so that I can tell that you're not just reading it. So it's supposed to be the whole. Although it's kind of hard to do the hand signs, but maybe you can figure it out anyway. Take a thing, put a sock over your head. Maybe a sock. That's a you issue. All right. So let's run through it real quick. So I'll step right here. So I guess I should be recording in really high quality, so you guys can zoom in if need be, like a real streamer now. So anyway, or again, you can go on my TikTok, I do the whole thing in like 12 seconds because flex. All right. So you have Zeus, king of all gods, Hera, queen of all gods, Poseidon, god of the oceans, Demeter, god of grains and harvest, Hephaestus, god of metalsmiths, Ares, god of war, and you go straight back into this one, Artemis, god of moon and hunting, Apollo, god of the sun, and Aphrodite, god of love and beauty, Athena, this one, or this one, would be the god of wisdom, and then you're going to have Hermes, god of messengers, and then Dionysus, that's going to be the god of wine. So, all right, now we're good to go. Now you have it. That's what I'm looking for you guys to do on your own too. All right, I said, all right. There we go. Speedy version of the season story that you were supposed to go through and take a look at, stuff like that. So let's take a look at it real quick. So you have Hades, who's lonely, and he decides that he would like to get himself a girlfriend, but he's not good at this whole talking to other women things, so he comes up with a better solution. And so he decides to go and kidnap himself a woman. Problem is, the woman that he decides to go for is a Titan who's up on Earth. And if he's going to go and kidnap a Titan to take as Mrs. Hades, then he has to get permission because it's not in his kingdom. And if the Titan's up on Earth, whose permission? See, I miss you guys again. So once again, it's going to be like, we can't have this conversation. It's just me talking at you. This is not as much fun. Oh, no, pouty. All right, so it means that he has to get permission from the god of the land and above, which is going to be Zeus. So he goes and talks to Zeus. It's like, hey, I think I'm finally ready to settle down and find myself a girl. I found one I think is really cute. Her name is Persephone, like Stephanie without the T and a per. Persephone. And he goes, I would like this girl Persephone. And Zeus is like, you know what? I'm proud of you, bro. Go for it. You have my full permission. That girl can be yours. So Hades does, and he goes out there and does like a sneaky thing. Like most stories say that he has like she's out like in a meadow playing Find the Flower with her friends, which is apparently like an old school game. Like you run through a meadow, and then you try to find the best flower, and like you try to compete with your friends. And there's like a really good flower. You throw an elbow in their face and like push them to the side, and you grab the flower and have like a competition. They didn't have TV back then, so it was all kinds of really boring and stuff like that. So he goes and hides underneath and has like a little fishing thing, which is like a really beautiful flower that pops up. And then he waits below it and he sees Persephone. And she comes running over to like throws an elbow into her friend's face. And then she dives for the flower. And when she does, it's like a fishing lure. And he's like, and pulls her straight down. I wish I had a thing for this, but I didn't have a chance to make one up, so sadness. And then pulls her straight down and takes her down to the underworld. She becomes his. And there's this whole big story that goes into there because Persephone's mom is Demeter. And Demeter, of course, being the god of grains and harvests, she gets super depressed and upset. And here's where she basically stops making everything in the world grow. Hopefully you read the story because it gives you a little bit longer version of it. I'm giving you the really speedy version of it. But essentially she throws a fit, says, I'm not going to let anything in the world grow, which makes Zeus upset because Zeus says once everything stops growing, then he has to get involved because humans start dying off. He does not care about humans. He cares about the fact that there's no crops growing. And why would he care about no crops growing? And again, here's where we get to like ask you guys what you're not. It's not the crops, it's not humans dying, it's that he needs humans to have crops to feed the animals so he can get the one thing that he wants, which is sacrificing, because that's his social media feed so he can brag to the other gods. But when Demeter refuses to let everything grow because she's depressed, all of a sudden he gets involved. And he says, hey, you need to start making things grow again. And she goes, you need to go get my daughter back because you got rid of her. So Zeus decides to go down to Hades and apologize. And like, hey, I need to get that girl back. Apparently I made a mistake, women. And so because of that, I'm so excited. Like mentally I could see like 12 of you girls get all set, like, raw, especially my 6th period. And then you guys probably got all angry like you're yelling at me right now. I can hear you yelling at me right now. It's like this bonding thing. I miss being with you guys. Anyway, back to here. Zeus goes down, well actually, he sends Hermes, he doesn't do it himself, he sends Hermes down and says, hey, bring that girl back up. Hermes goes down to the underworld, confronts Hades, and says, hey, Zeus made a mistake, you can't have this one, you're going to have to find a different one, he needs to bring her back up. And Hades goes, oh, alright, that's fine, I guess we can agree to that one, but there's a problem. Turns out that while Persephone was down in the underworld, that she ended up eating part of a food called a pomegranate. And so while she was down there, Hades kept trying to get her to eat. He's like, hey, you can't be starving down here. Make sure you eat something. And she's like, I can't. I'm too depressed because, you kidnapped me. And apparently women don't like that. So because of that, she wouldn't eat. And eventually she breaks down and has one. If you've never had a pomegranate, it's sort of on the outside of it looks like a red orange. And then when you break it open, it has a bunch of cranberries on the inside. And so he basically had her eat several of these little cranberry berries while she was down there. Turns out the food in the underworld is cursed. If you eat underworld food, you have to stay in the underworld. But when Zeus finds out about this, he quickly goes, hey, did she eat an entire pomegranate? She goes, no, I didn't. I only ate like 5 of the seeds. Well, Zeus makes an agreement with Hades and says, she did not eat a whole piece of food, so you can't keep her all the time. And Hades goes, yeah, but she ate part of a food. And Zeus goes, well, how many seeds does she have? And he goes, well, I agree. She had 5. So Zeus goes, how about this? 5 months of the year, she stays down with you. The other 7 months of the year, she gets to come back up to her mother. Does that sound like a good deal? Hades agrees to it, and so she gets to come back up to Earth for 7 months of the year, and then the other 5, she has to go back down to Hades. By the way, with the pomegranate, here's where it's upsetting that you guys aren't actually here, because I bring in pomegranate things, and so it's like they're chocolate-covered pomegranate ones that the kid wrote on because kids are special. But anyway, like I give them out to you guys, and you get a chance to eat them. They're like chocolate-covered raisins, but taste different, and they're delicious. You can get these things at like stores and what do you call those places, like Sam's Club and stuff like that. They're really good. I used to try and bring in actual pomegranates, but they're hard to find, and so they're all squishy and sticky and stuff like that. But this chocolate-covered pomegranates, But anyway, just thought I'd let you know. So once that happens, essentially here's how they explain how seasons work. Whenever she is with her mom, it is summertime because her mom is all super happy, so that everything is growing, and then Demeter's doing her job. But then she starts getting depressed, thinking about the fact that her daughter's leaving, so she stops doing her job as much, and we get fall. Once her daughter is gone, Demeter's depressed, spends all of her time just sitting there and sleeping and like eating Haagen-Dazs ice cream and watching reruns of Grey's Anatomy and getting depressed, and that gives us winter. And she stays like that for a while until all of a sudden she realizes, hey, it's almost time for my daughter to come back. I better get the house in order. Her house is the planet. So she starts making everything grow and look really pretty for her daughter's return. And that becomes spring. And then they're back together again and it becomes summer. And this becomes a never-ending cycle. And this explains for the Greeks how we have seasons. And it goes back to Persephone and the fact that she is gone for every 5 months. Sometimes it says 6, sometimes it says 7. Stories sort of varied. And so the idea that part of the year she's gone, wintertime, part of the year she's back, summertime. There's also part of the story, if you read it, there's a part in there where Demeter gets upset and throws a baby into a fireplace. Not kidding. Chucks baby into fireplace, which is also really cool. And talks about the fact that you can turn any human into a god, and that's in the story also, which will be on the final test coming up next Friday. But it's up for you. If you're just like, I don't care, I can do well enough without that information, more power to you. If you enjoy the stories, read it. If you've got nothing else to do right now, you might as well do something. So the story's kind of fun. All right. Quick version with Prometheus, another one to touch on. So, humans at this time did not have fire. They had the whole sacrifices thing going, but Zeus refused to give humans down on Earth fire. He had a couple different reasons for it. His thinking was like twofold. One, there was a prophecy from the oracle, which is the lady that can sort of tell the future. It was thought to be like a version of Mother Earth. And this oracle said, the world will one day be destroyed in flames. And Zeus was always paranoid about this whole world being destroyed in flames thing. And he's like, if we give humans fire, they're incredibly irresponsible. Look at who made them. And because if we give them fire, it's like sending like a toddler into a fireworks factory with like, a lighter and being like, have fun. He's like, nothing good happens from it. So we can't give humans fire. The other reason he didn't want to have humans to have fire is that he really liked coming down to Earth and stomping on them and just walking around and going squish, squish, squish. And they had no way to fight back. They could take like sharp twigs and like stab him in the foot and he would just laugh it off. But if we gave them fire, they would learn about technology and how to smelt metal and then how to forge things and how to make sharp pointy weapons. And then when you go to stomp on them, they would stab him in the foot. Would it kill him? No, he's immortal, but it would hurt him. Think about it if you like going out and like you hate ants and you find like a whole ant colony and you're like, die stupid ants, and you're just going out there like stomping on ants barefoot and just going like crunchy, crunchy, smashy, smashy, and it brings you happiness. Well, now imagine if all of those ants were able to like glue little thumbtacks onto their backs as they walked around. You could still go out there and stomp on them and it would hurt. Would it kill you? No, but it takes all the fun out of stomping on them. So Zeus said no fire for humans. Problem is, without fire, humans were starting to die off. Because in the wintertime was now created. It was not a problem before wintertime. Before that, humans didn't care. They're like, throughout the year, like, we get to hang out and have a good time. But then this whole Demeter issue happens. Now we have wintertime. And then because of that, in the winter, humans start becoming like human sickles and dying. And there's Zeus doesn't care. He's like, you know what? Serves him right. They have issues. Prometheus goes, I put a lot of time into making these humans have good things. I'm going to save them. So Prometheus sneaks down to Earth one night and shows them how to make fire. When Zeus isn't looking, he's like, tiki, 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 tiki. Comes down, finds a couple of humans, like, hey, come here. You want to get a good deal on fire? And they're like, what's this fire thing? And he's like, it's heat. And they're like, oh yeah, we definitely want some of that. So he goes, watch, take this. And he grabs a stick, and he grabs another stick, and he goes, watch this. Shaka, 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 shaka. And fire comes out of it. And the humans are like, ooh, magic sticks. Can we have magic sticks? Magic sticks, magic sticks. And Zeus goes, no. There are not magic sticks. Any sticks can do it. Grab some sticks. And the human's like, oh, okay, I got this one. Thwack, 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 thwack. He's like, no. That's drumming. What you have to do is like go shaka, 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 and the fire comes out. So the humans tried it. And they're like, oh, let's try this thing. Shaka, 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 ah! And the humans thought it was the best thing ever. They start playing like practical jokes on each other. They're like, Jimmy, come here. Hold still. Shaka, 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 shaka. Hold still, Jimmy. Shaka, shaka. This will be great. Shaka, shaka, shaka. Fire. Ha ha, Jimmy's on fire. And they thought it was the best thing ever. Prometheus goes, all right, I've shown you a handful of how to make fire. Now, tonight, as fast as you can, run to a different village, teach them how to make fire, and then tell them to run to the next village to try and make fire. It was like coronavirus, but fire virus, where you were trying to spread it as fast as possible, because Prometheus knew once Zeus woke up the next morning, he was going to try and get rid of all the fires. He said the more people who know about it, the better chance we have of not letting Zeus get rid of it. So like, all right. So the humans took off. Like, new village. Watch this. Shaka, 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 fire. Shaka, 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 fire. And they're like, ooh, let's set Jimmy on fire again. He was like, stop setting me on fire. And so it was great. Spread out everywhere. Next morning, Zeus wakes up. He goes out on like Mount Olympus and gives like a little stretch. He's like, life is so kind of great and awesome. He looks out and he's like, oh, you can see the stars like still disappearing. And you can see the stars down there on the land. And you can see, why are there stars on their land? Hermes. He comes running over. He's like, are those stars down there on the ground? And Hermes goes, it sure looks like stars down there. He goes, go take a look at that. Hermes is like, I got you, boss. Takes off running. Comes running back up. He's like, those aren't stars. Zeus goes, what do you mean they're not stars? He goes, those are fires. Zeus goes, the world's on fire? He goes, well, not exactly. Humans have fires they're setting everywhere. They're doing a thing with sticks where they go shaka, 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 fire. And so they're all out there setting fires everywhere. Zeus goes, is the world burning down? He goes, no, they're actually kind of being responsible with it. Like they're out there like cooking hot dogs and stuff like that. And it seemed like they're having a pretty good time. Zeus is like, oh, human. And he realizes there's no way humans were smart enough to figure this out on their own. So he goes, oh, one person is smart enough. Prometheus. So he goes and confronts Prometheus. He goes, Prometheus, hey, went out on the front porch at Mount Olympus this morning, and I looked down, and I saw fire everywhere. Do you know anything about that? Prometheus is like, yes, I do. I might have taught humans fire last night so they wouldn't die off. You're welcome. She just goes, oh, that was so sweet of you. Yeah. Here's the problem. Do you remember we had a conversation where I said if you ever did went behind my back again, I was going to kill you? Prometheus is like, yeah, I remember that, but this seemed really important. So he goes, oh, okay. Real quick, here's a video of Prometheus bringing fire to all the humans. Prometheus and then fire, and then like the freaking out, like that. He goes, all right, so here's what I'm going to do for you, Prometheus. I'm going to try and kill you. Prometheus is like, well, you can. I'm a type. He goes, oh, I know. But I'm going to put you in so much pain that you're going to wish that you would die. So here's what's going to happen. So he grabs Prometheus and drags him up to the top of this really tall mountain, like one of the highest, tallest mountains you can find, and then chains him with these unbreakable chains. Wraps around each arm, each leg, boom, 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 smashes them into the mountain and says, you are going to be chained to the top of this mountain forever. Prometheus is like, ooh, that's pretty bad. So he goes, oh, no, I'm not done. Now, do you see this? This is Apollo driving the sun chariot. You on the top of this mountain are so close that every day when the sun chariot goes by, it is going to cook off all of your skin and turn it into bacon. And it's going to be all kinds of awful. And he's like, ooh, yeah, that does sound pretty awful. And he's like, oh, I'm not done. Once it goes by, this is going to get so cold up here that you are now going to freeze. Quick time out. I just got a message. I got to see what it is. Okay. Nothing important. So he says, so every night you're going to freeze and become a giant Prometheus popsicle. Prometheus is like, oh, yeah, that is pretty bad. Zeus goes, oh, no, I'm not done. And then every morning, as your skin starts to re-heal because you're tightened and you can't die, I'm going to have this gigantic eagle land on you, and it's going to eat your liver right here, and it's just going to rip you open and eat your liver while you sit there and scream, and then it's going to leave, let your liver regrow, and then it's going to eat you again every day until the end of time. Prometheus is like, oh, that's really bad. Zeus goes, I know. But how about this? I will stop it at any moment if you answer one question for me. Prometheus is like, oh, well, that's a pretty good deal. Sure, that seems really bad. So what question do you have? Zeus goes, well, you have this special ability. Prometheus goes, oh yeah, I can see into the future. Zeus goes, yeah, that special ability. So there's only one thing I want to know. Quick time out. And here again is where I want to have a conversation with you guys and talk. And so to find out, Prometheus has the ability to see in the future. There's only one thing that Zeus is truly worried about, which goes all the way back to that whole, the curse that came from the father and stuff like that. And so he knew about this curse. So that's the one thing he wants from Prometheus. Time back in. So he goes, if you tell me who is going to overthrow me, then I will let you go free. No questions asked after that. You are good to go. Prometheus goes, oh, that's a really good deal. Okay, let's go with it. No way. I'm not going to do that. Because Prometheus is not an idiot. He knows as soon as he gives the name to Zeus, what is Zeus going to do? Kill the person. So he's like, I'm not going to tell you because I'm not going to be responsible for the death of someone else. So nope, I will take torture before I let you kill someone else. So he's like, fine. Okay, how about this? If you're not going to tell me the name of the person who overthrows me, tell me the name of the mother of the person who overthrows me, and that way I'm just never friendly with her, and then it won't be a problem at all. How's that for a good deal, huh? No torture, you just got me the name of the mother. Prometheus goes, oh, okay, let's see what we got. No way again, because he knows Zeus, and Zeus can't help himself from being friendly. Zeus will be friendly with the girl and then just kill the kid anyway. So Prometheus goes, no, you're still trying to trick me. It's not going to happen. He's like, you're just out of luck, and spits at him. And Zeus goes, fine, torture for you. And he takes him and puts him on the mountain and leaves him there. And Prometheus is stuck on that mountain for thousands of years. He is eventually freed, but not for a long time of every day burning, freezing, and getting eaten. And it's like the worst punishment you could ever possibly imagine to have. All right. Almost done. So on here, it says seasons. You already read that one, so I'm just reminding you, if you've not read seasons, please do. But there's also the one on here which says Prometheus. And so if you want to find out more about that one, if you enjoy the Greek mythology, and again, you're not doing anything, go clicky and read it. I told you most of the version, but there's a bit of other information in there if you want to find out more. And so go clicky, and then you should be good to go for this one, the Prometheus on here, or the creation of the seasons. All right, I think that's it. This one was a little bit shorter than yesterday, so at least that's something. I don't have anything else up there. I don't. All right, well, that was entertaining. See you tomorrow. Bye.